Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today I'm going to be playing some more Mask of the Rose. I think... Well, are we 5 or 6 days now? I can't remember because it loads it loads up and I don't have the reminder of what day it is. But let's do a quick flashback anyway. See if there's anything useful here. How about storm long before the fall? The memory of lightning flashes, and the memory of rain covers my face, and I am back above in a summer downpour. All the horses and their riders huddled under the rail bridge. All the saplings bent to kiss the soil. Not just any summer, but a June evening when I was 15. And though I have not thought of it since, and though I will never see the like again, that storm for a moment is truth itself. And our present cavern is embarrassed to be seen through. An illusion. Oh, that was it. Okay. So look at the story builder. What are we doing at the moment? We've got a hand in a novel plot. I can't remember what one this is. Oh, she didn't like the resolution, was it? She just said it stopped it dead. So what we got here in the outcomes? So what is our story here? Oh, close. Spoiled beauty. Spoiled beauty. Something to the doctor. The doctor. Spoiled beauty. Yeah, I don't know if I like this one. Ooh. Grizz feared predators. Ooh. Why is that locked? Okay, can we let's just clear everything. And say plant. Alright, let's clear literally everything. Grizz, feared predators. Oh no, I did the same thing again, didn't I? Wanted health. Oh, why is this locked? Let's clear Archie as well. So what is Grizz wanting? She's just saying we don't have any actions that kind of tie together, maybe. Hoped for oblivion. Slept deeply at last. Again, it kind of just brings it to an end, doesn't it? Let's clear all. Let's put Horatia in there. Okay. That is infamous. Wanted health. Loved hopelessly. Blackened reputation. Oh, how about that is infamous? Struggle with regret. Okay, so what does this do? The spoiled beauty and the landlady encountered one another in the land of nightmare. The spoiled beauty now dwelled in that place more than in waking life. Even when the spoiled beauty seemed awake, her thoughts were often elsewhere. The landlady was hopelessly in love with the spoiled beauty, whom she met only in the land of dreams. The spoiled beauty did something to her. The landlady reported her questionable activities to the Ministry of Accounting and Recounting. The landlady is recognized everywhere, disdain. The spoiled beauty wrestles with regrets. Let's change Horatia to Milton. A Bohemian gentleman. Hopelessly in love. Inflicted injuries. Let's go with the black. Okay, let's save this one. I'm interested to see if she'll prefer that one. Heading outside. What's at Hogs Lane? I'm kind of done with the census, I think. We've got a way of making money now. That's not that. Tempted to go back to a let's just take our latest plot work over to Rachel then. Alright, we'll go with that.
Good morning. I'll see whether my master and mistress are at home.
Make dark predictions about the snow. People seem unhappy about the snow, but I think it's a bad omen. Where is it coming from? Is the roof shedding? Will it all come down on us at once? Rachel shrugs as though to say such things have become usual here. Silence falls. Rachel brings up a legend, common among the servant classes, that the Neath contains many other fallen cities.
They say it's just the way the floor of the deep ocean is covered with bones. When a leviathan dies, it sinks to the bottom and there is no one to bury it.
For a moment, no one speaks.
Perhaps I shouldn't tell you this, but I feel I can trust you. And I have so few others who would hear me out. David, of course, has his health to worry over, and he doesn't approve, and then one doesn't tell the household staff.
Oh?
You know Milton, the devil? David's entirely opposed to my knowing him. But I find I can't decide what to do myself. It's an absurd thing for me to ask you, I know, but can you... Would you treat this as a confidence and give me your candid advice?
Warily ask what happened. I'm curious in spite of myself.
If I hint at feelings for Milton, he says, "Oh, I know," in an affable way. Or, "What an inconvenience." As though I'd caught a sneeze and he was sympathetic but didn't see what it had to do with him. Then he turns the subject to something innocuous.
Ask her about what she wants. What were you hoping for?
Ah, well, that touches a point, doesn't it? What exactly would one want from a person like Milton? Marriage, plainly, is ineligible. Even if it weren't for my brother, Milton would not keep a kosher house. Nor do I see him as papa to a gaggle of amber-eyed tots.
Lend a sympathetic ear. If it helps to talk about it, please do go on.
Thank you. Kindness is like milk and honey down here. I've thought of being his mistress. Among artists, these arrangements are tolerated more than elsewhere. Lately, I've thought of it a great deal. What would I lose by going with Milton? And if in a few years he casts me off, how would my life be any worse? Will we even survive so long down here?
Point out the social distance between Rachel and Milton. There is a great gulf between you and Milton. You don't move in the same society. Rachel hesitates.
Friendship has a claim on me. Curse it.
Say I'm on her side. I'm sorry, I'm on your side here. Rachel makes a few flattering remarks on my better points. Confide in Rachel, why not?
Do you have any art in you? Do you write or sing or paint?
Describe aspirations in another field. I tell her about my efforts and my aspirations. Even when I stray far from her own expertise, she listens intently.
I am most interested in what you mean to do with it. Before the fall, we knew what art was for. A sale, a wealthy patron, the infiltration of one's preferred salon. Fascinating. I'm glad you've told me this. I still have pages to do today, if you'll excuse me. Look after yourself, friend.
Are we not going to give her my plot? What? Why didn't I give her my new story? It says ready to hand in. What we got going with Archie then? I don't think there's much going on there. I don't think Harjit's going to have anywhere else for me. I call him Milton? We're going to change. We're going to put the little devil's prong on. Okay. I think it's alright. Let's go. I find that Milton is already in conversation with a visitor.
You'll laugh at me for the warning, but you should be careful.
Oh, what Damoclean sword is suspended over me, then?
The church preaches against you and all your kind.
No, it's curious. No one understands sainthood better than hell.
That won't protect you. They've done nothing.
They've done nothing to harm us other than make pronouncements.
And barred you from services, haven't they?
We were not moved to attend in the first place.
Next they will declare your food unclean and prohibit you from preparing it in your customary way.
We don't need to eat more than...
They will make laws that you cannot practice ordinary trades open to every other Londoner. They will force you to live in particular areas and deny you everywhere else.
Rachel.
It is the church that named you all devils, wasn't it?
We are not easily damaged. It's not the same as a human turning against another human.
Disbelieve me if you have to.
I don't know what to tell her.
Point out she is speaking from grief. She carries a long history of loss.
So I see. I speak now of my yellow-eyed friends, you know. We tend to speak of individuals. The travails of one person in their own life. Perhaps we don't think enough on descended lineage of souls.
I meant to ask you whether there's anything I can help you with.
I have lived through the transition of one city to another. It is curious to see who has come back and who has not. The tentacled men have gone into hiding and not yet slithered out again.
Ask about that phenomenon. This might open up the caves. Tentacled men?
There also may have been women. They did not dress distinctly. A forlorn and slimy people, they made no stories of their own. I do not think the condition springs on people unawares.
Lament the tribulations of this unhappy people. It seems they suffered much.
No, they bore it with admirable equanimity. I am not sure they knew they were allowed to resent their treatment. They made noises, they congregated. Now and then a new anatomical fad swept the congregation, and they'd have one limb extra. They had no culture, but a little music, and that was less nightingale than mallard. I do not know what became of them. Perhaps if one lifts up the rocks of the old city, one might find their remains pooled like melted gelatine. During the fall, when I was indisposed, I dreamt of them, floating in an amniotic ocean. In the water, I thought I grasped the meaning of their dissonant chorales. But there has been no trace of them since.
Express an interest in searching. If there are others here still alive, I should like to meet them.
It is unlikely. The last city drowned in bitter milk. But if any live, they are likely underground. There have been no sightings west. Hell would know. They may be beyond the Z, but I'm not certain they could swim. Caverns, crevices, openings in the city. That would be your best bet.
Harjit would know if anyone does. Good. Okay, I think we can get to the rubbery men. Let's do that. We can ask him again about his work as we're here. Simply ask. Please hide nothing from me. I am consumed with curiosity. What is the nature of your work here?
I am a gentleman of leisure, though I have devoted myself to cultivation of the arts. I look forward to your next visit, Hateslove. Your transparency makes an interesting diversion.
My opinion remains to be seen. Not certain I want to befriend the devils. Let's go straight to the table. Horatio arrives late to supper.
What's on your boots, Horatio?
It looks like milk and it smells like a sewer. Don't go into the basement.
Tell her I already know about the tentacle.
I know there's a tentacled thing down there.
Do you?
I saw it the night of the fall. I didn't realize it had visited us so...
Oh, I didn't realize it had visited us so early. It's not only that. The floor down there is flooded. I moved everything to higher shelves.
Offer my help. We're nice to Horatio now. Is there anything I can help with?
Only if you want to carry buckets of nasty water out of the basement.
So we form a bucket line. Horatio insists on taking the basement position. She still wants no one else to enter. But I stand on the stairs and take buckets from her and carry them out to the gutter. They do not smell like ordinary water. Oh, my eyes burn.
By the way, I found a spare apron this morning, left behind by a lodger who used to help out around the place now and again. I thought it might be some use to you.
Oh, nice. Tailor's apron. Speaks to a shopkeeper's life. Helpful, cooperative, but with a gift for invention. We might be able to get a discount from the Hogsland Market, potentially, with that. Let's go straight to sleep. I think we're going to venture down into the caverns tomorrow. Okay. So I'm not quite sure why I couldn't change my story crafting thing for Rachel, but another newspaper. Headlines read, Ministry of Accounting and Recounting offers extra rations in exchange for old pound notes. If I'm not too occupied... Oh yeah, we know about asking people. Yeah. And that was useful, because I think it's unlocked the... I think it might have happened anyway with that conversation with Horatio, but I think it's opened up going to the caverns. So for some reason it didn't open up a new plot, did it? Oh, what's this? So I think we've got a new one. So I think we probably could speak to Rachel now about this. So there's conflict and there's no resolution. This is like the middle chapter, isn't it? So okay. If we were going into the caverns, what would I wear? I might keep this coat on, actually. But we'll take this off. Let's just put our corsage on. And, well, our hat's about making friends, so it's probably fine. So, yes, I want to go to Horrid again. That's fine. Thrall Street. Let's ask Horrid to show me a route. I think that is probably fine.
You're looking well.
Mention the Ministry's collection of old currency. I recount the newspaper story. The Ministry of Accounting and Recounting wants to take old currency out of circulation.
Oh?
Currencies from other countries are also accepted, although at a lower rate of exchange. I make the story as engaging as I can. Plenty of detail and a fair sprinkling of dramatic pauses.
When I took up my post, I spent some time trying to locate a commanding officer. After some confusion, I was told the most applicable personage was taking a tour of the stalactite prisons of the starved men. I did not make further inquiries.
Talk about the sinister nature of authority. Those who make the laws have always abused the place, keeping their own power and pushing down everyone else. Horrid hears me out, but it's plain this question doesn't matter as much to him as it does to me. Don't mind me.
A rare moment of peace. Theophilus has had half the parish out on the streets. It seems the vicar believes the good work now happens door to door.
What's going on? Do you know what's at the bottom of it?
Mr. Withenwick has told his flock to visit all of their neighbours and discover who is in need. But they are not all prepared for the work they are doing.
He could train some of them. Could you teach them? Give them some training as deputies?
They have not asked for my guidance. I do not attend St. Albans. But I have not known Theophilus to intervene so much.
I wonder what has altered him. New destinations. There's a spooky cavern you can help us to. A cavern of tentacle creatures. I believe I know what you mean. Haha. A warren of breeding tunnels and resinous deposits. Harja takes me as far as the cavern entrance and suggests I watch my back. The descent is steep, the caverns lightless and treacherous. I walk in the dripping dark for a very long time. Has anyone else ever been this way? Will I ever return? Until at last, a light.
What are you doing down here? Crashing about in the dark like an escaped sorrow spider. My friend and I heard you from miles below. The sound was vexing him. And, more importantly, vexing me.
Take a grim line. I don't know what that one is. I suppose we'll all be buried in the end.
I passed your feeble fatalism some centuries ago. When the worst both happens and ceases to continue, one has to revise their expectations. I have been here a very long time. My name is Bakshin. I used to be a person of consequence. My city predates yours, though it is now gone. Yours fell on it, but I do not hold it against you. The fourth city had already gone to the dogs, and worse.
What about the previous city? What became of it?
It is gone now. No one remembers its high walls, the dancing hall, the palace of myriad peace, the tree of never-burnished silver. Only I remain. It seems best I escort you into the caverns if you mean to explore. There are things down here it would be best not to fall into. You may not take my arm. And my friend would welcome company. It saves him talking at me.
She leads me deeper into the darkness.
I have been watching your city for some time. I've made a few trips to the market above and bartered for what I could, with what little we have. I've observed that Londoners are an excitable breed. It is in this spirit that I warn you not to be alarmed at the appearance of my friend. He cannot help it.
Immediately assume the worst. I assume he dines on human flesh, scooping it into his many orifices with a variety of horrid mandibles?
Not that I have seen. It has been many years and my standards may have slipped, but I think I would have noticed. But do let me know if you see your mandibled creature. They sound a useful sort to know. My friend, though strange, is far more placid. His people are from far away, or long ago. They emerged centuries ago from these caves. I do not know how deep their roots run. They do not resemble us. They do not think like us. They do not act like us. But they do not mean to harm us. It is not far now.
She leads me through dark and twisting caverns for a very long time. It feels like days. Mr. Bendy!
This is Batachikan. It is not his name, but it is what he has permitted me to call him. Names are unknown to his people. He is a man of surpassing flexibility. Perhaps rubbery man is the more suitable translation. Though of course he is not a man, but he has insisted upon the masculine. I have not wished to dispute this.
Claim that I myself am better suited to the title. A title he holds only until meeting me. But Tachikan makes an amused hoot. You sense a slightly derogatory honk mingled in there too.
Is that so? Far be it from me to comment. I leave the competition to more invested contestants. But perhaps this can wait. You are the first to venture down here, though secrecy has grown harder and harder of late. But Tachikan insisted we get as close to the surface as we could. I told him it was only a matter of time, and I was right.
But Tachikan makes a series of plangent honks. The gesture is obvious. The surface. There are others of his kind, many in deeper places than here. They sheltered me from this dissolution of my city. They have sent us from the vats to be their emissaries. I have been his eyes and ears while we waited to see what would become of your new city. I've even learned your language. What under heaven happened there? Such an ugly polygamous tongue. Ah, I believe we have tea. Would you take a cup? But Tachikan makes a series of frantic honks as though to dissuade me. Drink a cup with gusto. It tastes sweet with a heady creaminess despite the dark coloration. Excellent. It's funny, even with the milk substitute, it almost tastes like it should. But Tachikan makes a honking that could be interpreted as nervous or excitable. He wishes to... I had mosaic tiles somewhere for the difficult ones. Bear with me, as that cheating costermonger at the market says. But Tachikan approaches with a plaintive burbling. But Tachikan extends a tentacle. He wants me to take it. Give the tentacle a polite shake. I give it a firm shake. It is oleaginous and soft as silk. But Tachikan makes a pleased honk. I have it. The noise means a recumbence is desired, but not... oh. I see that I am superfluous. That shall be my epithet. Superfluous Barkjin. Barkjin is still for a moment. Then she rolls her eyes. Very well. I do recall this one. I accept the apology. I think this indicates contentment. This is followed by a series of trilling ululations. No, I would not ask that on a first visit. She glances at me. Perhaps if our new friend were to come again, they might indicate by so doing that they are willing to entertain a request of such a viscosity. Barkjin considers whether there is anything to add. They watch me depart. I sense they wished I had stayed, but were too cautious to ask. Perhaps they might welcome another visit in the future. It is a long and treacherous road back through the caves. I can just manage another errand today. Barkjin, Batachikan. Okie doke. I can't head there immediately. So I think what I shall do is go back to Rachel and let's present my latest plot work again. We'll keep dressed like this. It's not a good day for a call, I'm afraid. The Master's not feeling his best. I'm sure it'll be in better form tomorrow if you wish to visit then. She promised to tell the family I visited, but she hustles me out again quickly. Didn't take up too much time. Another errand. Rachel might be at the synagogue, potentially. Or Milton's. Maybe not there. Okay, puts me in a little bit of a quandary. Well, we can take the census diver. She'll probably offer me a chance to buy stuff as well. So we're going. I'm going to change. I'm going to change into my tailor's apron. I'll keep on the hat, and I'm going to put the census thing on as we're sort of going in an official capacity. I look as though I'm distributing food on behalf of the ministry. Okay. That's fine. Good Hallowmas, comrade. I hope you and your people are... Oh, I've gone Scottish. I hope you and your people are surviving. You look superb. I wish the rest of London had taste as advanced as yours. Explain I'm working for the Ministry on the Census. The Ministry of Accounting and Recounting has asked me to work on the census. I see. Simply ask her full name. What's your full name? Ivy Fitzclarret. Is what passed for a joke with me mum. Note the angle for an explanation. Fitzclarret?
Like the family of royal bastards, the Fitzclarences. Except less to do with the ducal ancestor and more to do with strong drink. My mum reckoned when I got old enough I could pick a lie that'd suit me. So long as you live with me, you'll be known for a tart's daughter. No point hiding it.
Take an interest in her mum? Is your mum still around somewhere?
Oh, she fell with the rest of us. She says she had a better time of it than most, being that she was already a fallen woman.
Explore the question of her future. Are you going to change your name someday?
Oh, yeah. But not until I've enough saved to move my shop to Ladybones. Mademoiselle Lier de Bordeaux I'm planning to call myself. All the fashions of Paris, but darker and more marvellous.
Her voice shifts up market suddenly, her pronunciation almost as proper as Grizz's.
I can sound elegant, but I didn't learn my manners at a finishing school. I worked in the back room of the dressmaker's shop until I was good enough to put in front. Found my way into genteel parlours and didn't let myself be kicked out of them again. Not 1 in 20 of the ladies I dress could do what I've done.
Ask about her household. Do you live alone?
I live back at my mum's place when I'm not working in. She's good company unless she's got guests of her own, in which case I stay out late.
Ask about romantic connections. Are you married or otherwise connected?
There's been a few warm encounters. I'm not the Blessed Virgin, am I? But I don't want child nor man sponging off me. Only one thing about being raised by an old sloop of war. She taught me how to keep unencumbered.
There's a brief lull in the conversation. I'm going to confide in her. Let's see what she's got for sale. I've already got a certain amount of stuff now. So I could try and buy the university gown, maybe. Perhaps not impressive from a fashion perspective, but it would make me welcome in certain company. I'm going to offer a penny and see if my tailor's apron can help. Could I have that academic gown for a penny by any chance?
The price on that is 2 full pennies.
Appeal to the ethos of a good shopkeeper. There's a time-honoured tradition of offering sample goods. Ivy hesitates.
I'm betraying the rules of commerce.
Oh, okay.
You're not bad company to have round, I must say. I'd be glad to talk to you again if you were to come back. Often there's customers, but sometimes there aren't.
Fine, we'll be friends. I would like that.
That suits. I have something for you. Some of us want to make ourselves at home in a place we weren't born to. If anyone asks, when you're rubbing elbows in good company, you tell them you got it from me. I'm trusting you to spread the word. But if they ask, I charge you a good high price and you were glad to pay it. Or they'll say old Ivy's gone soft in the head.
Elegant cloak. Okay, cool. She's giving me something for free. Not bad. I think we had that in the first playthrough. Ivy's like a member of my own family. I grin. Making lots of friends. We hate love, but we're making friends. Friendship's okay. Okay, we should go back to Horatia. Let's change clothes. Ivy thought poorly of gentlemen. Ooh. I'm going to go back to my gents top. I quite like that one. Wear our corsage. Hat-wise, what else would we... Okay. I got my disguise on. I'm going to wear my wig. That'll do.
I don't know where the others have got to. They do know when supper is served.
Oh, is this it? Uh-oh.
Good evening. I'm looking for Archibald. Is he here?
Archie? Oh, he's upstairs.
Listen. Yes?
I know all the old maps have been outlawed, but if you've come for his atlas, do you think you could leave it with him? It gives him a lot of comfort remembering all those little villages in Scotland where his family used to live.
I'm not going to put in a good word for Archie. Let Harjit get on with it. It sounds like ministry business. We should let Harjit get on with it.
No, Oh, is it to do with his doctoring? I hope no one's too ill. I know Archie worries trying to do a physician's work when he didn't finish his training.
Does he often treat people?
Explain there are a lot of injuries around. He treats lots of things. Broken bones, stomach complaints, nightmares. There was even some business with a tainted jar of honey, he said.
Archie's had plenty to keep him occupied.
He hasn't happened to treat a tall young man that had lost his memory.
No one like that.
Have you ever known Archie to make mistakes, prescribe the wrong dosages?
Mention he has expertise in drugs and poisons. During his training, Archie made an extensive study of drugs and poisons.
He's as good as a druggist.
The basement is full of his concoctions.
May I see them?
No, absolutely not. No one can enter the basement but me.
Of course, Archie chooses this moment to come down the stairs.
Aye, Horrid, hope you're well. I am sorry, Archibald. I'm here in the line of duty. It's about David Landau.
Did something happen to him? I only saw him today.
Shortly after your visit, he died by poisoning.
Died? Oh, the poor man. React with shock. What? But I saw him very recently.
Well, may he rest peacefully.
I'm sorry to have to bring you this news.
Is Rachel all right? Is there anyone with her to protect the house?
She said you were the last person to speak with David. That the fatal dose must have come from you.
I don't understand.
There was an inquest and the jury found against you. I'm here to arrest you for murder.
Wait a moment.
I knew it was just time till summit went awry. There's too many folks ill, and can I cure the whole town? Speak up for Archie. There must be an understanding. Archie is dedicated to keeping people alive, and I don't see him having the nerve to hurt anyone. Not on purpose, anyway.
No one can measure another person's courage just by looking.
Where are you taking him?
Newgate Prison was destroyed in the fall. For the time being, prisoners are held in the HMS Ungulate.
Oh, it sounds like a very insalubrious environment. Cold, damp, infested with vermin. Breathing the vapours of the Thames. It might not be good for the health of the prisoners.
You're not talking your way out that way.
No, I mean, if you don't mind, before we set out, I'd like to collect a few doses of this and that. Things that might help to settle bad lungs and prolonged coughs.
You're asking whether before we go, you can be allowed to rearrange your collection of drugs. And bring some of those drugs with you.
That isn't quite how I'd have phrased it, but...
When you stand accused of murdering a man through the use of potent toxins.
Or...
For the sake of your future guards and cellmates, I think I must refuse.
Ask if Rachel's alright. How is Rachel doing? Does she have anyone with her?
There's her housekeeper, Phoebe, and some friends from the community. They're preparing the body for burial. It can't be left unburied very long.
Where is he being buried?
They mean to take him to a Jewish graveyard at Ball's Pond. Rachel said there might be a dispute with their Spanish relatives, that their mother was buried somewhere else. But she did not think it would change the outcome.
Alright, I guess we'll let Archie go. Rachel, I'll be back as soon as I can. Don't let my room out to anyone else.
Oh, we won't. Don't fret. We'll get to the bottom of it. Oh, maybe Grizz's high-placed friends at the ministry will come in handy. It'd be a good thing if they did.
There's still dinner on the table, but Horatio doesn't have much appetite, so we've got the HMS Ungulate discovered. That's where Archie's being held. We'll go straight to sleep. So we've still got 3 days left in the month, so that's good. For a moment after waking, I forget what happened last night. Then it comes back to me, the sight of Archie being taken away. Horatia staring at a plate of uneaten pie. The rest of the evening, strange as it was, and then stumbling back to my own bed. There is no mention of Archie's arrest in the morning newspaper. I should find out who truly did it. We're going to try and, with the extra time, we're going to try and find out who really did the murder. This may be difficult, persuading people to speak with me, figuring out the way through the possibilities. I'll have to craft questions to ask people the way Archie showed me. It might take some doing. Maybe Archie was framed to stop the exposés. That's an idea. He himself would never say this was a coincidence. Never. I'm looking to put the right person in the hands of the law. What will become of London if we don't take some measures to see the right people punished? Honestly, that feels like a pretty good place to leave it for now, I think, actually, looking at the time on the video. So I'm just going to say thanks very much for watching this episode of Mask of the Rose. I think we've still got 17 days left, which is pretty good. I think it's actually more than is the entire of the game as it was released. So we're definitely, next episode, we're definitely going to get into the murder mystery more. We're not sort of chasing any romances. That does free us up to chase theories instead. So we'll try and use the story crafter to do lots of stuff. I think we've got to maybe go and speak to Archie first, maybe kick off the thing about you know, finding out about the murder. Just have a quick look here. I mean, it still doesn't have anything new there, so I don't think I can take anything like that to Archie. But yeah, and we've got that story to present to Rachel as well. That's kind of going to be our sort of main revenue source, I think, even though we haven't been sacked by the Ministry yet. But yeah, more to come in the next episode. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please do hit the thumbs up button on the video. Leave me a comment as well. Let me know what you think about the game, the playthrough, the story. Who's your prime suspect for the actual murder? I mean, if you watch my first videos, you kind of have as much information as I do at this point as to kind of what happened. I pinned Milton. As we know, in the way the trial played out, it wasn't him. but who else do you think it could be? I still suspect the Carringhams, but I couldn't quite make a theory that worked with them. But we haven't even met them yet. I mean, I think I've done a good amount of exploring. I don't know quite when they're going to surface. But yeah, anyway, thanks very much for watching. And I hope to see you next time for more Mask of the Rose. Bye for now.